Hey everyone, off the Mike Sports Network, coming to you with another edition of Off the Top Rope here. What in the fuck is going on in All Elite Wrestling right now? Because we have gotten some answers in terms of why AEW has not been promoting their supposed pay-per-view Grand Slam Australia coming up in the middle of February. We got some answers. Um, None officially from AEW, all from just Wrestling Observer, Drainmaker, some of these fanboy accounts trying to do damage control because, hey, this company is completely incompetent. But so let me take you guys back. For those of you who haven't been following, most of you who probably are subscribed to the channel have, because there actually is a lot of interest in the incompetence and talking about just how much of a debacle and how far this company has sunk. But back last year, big announcement. They said, hey, we're going to do it seemingly was a pay-per-view event in Australia in a stadium. We're going to do it in Brisbane. Okay. That's great. Okay. And once the ticket sales started, it wasn't great. They moved it to an arena. And hey, they sold 10,000 tickets. So here we are. It is January 17th as we're recording this. Show is a month away. No banners around the arenas for any of their shows, considering this, it's all about Revolution. It's all about All in Texas. Nothing about their next big supposed pay-per-view show. And everybody's like, okay, that's funky. And they just announced their first match. Predictably, it was Mariah May versus Toni Storm for the women's championship. And then in the aftermath, and it might have been spotted in the graphic when they announced this match, it's going to be on TNT and Max from Australia, 8/7 Central. Okay, so it's going to be on tape delay, and it's going to be on TNT. It's not going to be exclusively on Max. We're not going to air this live. That's weird. Okay, so it's basically airing in the place of Collision. All right, that's weird. That's odd. And then some people, and I probably could have done this because, as you guys know, I do cover sports. The NBA All-Star Game is at the exact same time. Well, it's All-Star Saturday night with the dunk contest, three-point shooting contest, skills competition, whatnot, which usually, is a very entertaining part of the night. The slam dunk contest isn't what it used to be, but, I digress. But how this slipped through the cracks and AEW has just not been bothered to care one iota about this is really, honestly, either they are incompetent or they just do not give a flying fuck anymore. And maybe it's both, because to have this type of, major international event that you were building up and to put this little effort into it is mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. And now there's discussion as to whether or not this is going to air after All-Star Saturday night, which is almost a full day after this show was taped. This is supposed to be the second biggest wrestling company in North America, and they can't figure out how to get an international show live on television. And you mismanage and book a date the same day as NBA All-Star Weekend. I don't know if it was supposed to be a pay-per-view and they dialed it back quietly. I don't know what the story is here. But the fact that this happened is really inexcusable, because if you want somebody to take your company seriously, promote it like it's an actual event. Don't just treat it like it's just like any other week of television. Like, you see what WWE is doing. They treat their television shows like they fucking matter. Like Raw on Netflix is now an event. They've got big stuff going on. Like, what is happening? And then the second part of this thing is in addition to throwing banners up for your next biggest show, actually be transparent with your audience, because people having to find this out through the internet and also having to find out, hey, we may not see this for a full day, and we might have, and given the way the social media works, spoilers are going to be out there. Like, this is why, one of the main reasons why, also the arrogance and the pompousness and just like, the lack of care, as I've talked about, is a big reason why AEW has lost a lot of its audience, including some of its diehards. And this is the latest example of just complete, just malpractice. Like, from the top down, how does this happen? How do you allow an event outside of North America, which you have done very few of outside of All In? How does this happen where you mask it as this pay-per-view event, you try to do it in a stadium, then it goes to an arena, and then literally a month before the show, we're figuring out, hey, it's going to be on a Saturday night on basic television. It's not even a pay-per-view event, and we may not be able to see it for a whole day after it was actually, put in the canon tape. That is, in the era of what social media is, like 25, 30 some odd years ago, this would have been, standard practice. With where we are now with streaming and with where we are in terms, like, for God's sake, WWE last year, almost a year to the day, did a show in Australia for Rhea Ripley. And I stayed up here on the West Coast until 2:30 in the morning to watch it happen. You mean to tell me that AEW can't do that for this event? The fuck are we doing? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Anyway, we'll have more content here on the channel. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.